Okay, so welcome to the information session for the Pace University chapter. My name is Eileen Merberg, and I'm the Executive Director of Alpha Lambda Delta. And Melissa, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Melissa Minotti. I'm the Associate Director here at Pace University for first year students, and I am the new chapter advisor for Alpha Lambda Delta here at Pace Pleasantville.
Great. And just for what it's worth, if anyone was curious, we're an international organization with which I'll talk about. We have chapters all over the country, but we're headquartered in upstate New York. So I'm in the Rochester, New York area. And I'm not sure if you're getting as much snow as we are, but
We're going to
it's,
get some. I'm not sure
yeah.
how much.
Well, we're getting it all. I hope I'm showing the right slide, the PowerPoint. So welcome again. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Alpha Lambda Delta. I've worked for Alpha Lambda Delta for 10 years or so. Prior to that, I worked on college campuses in a couple different areas. So I know that the types of questions that come up about Alpha Lambda Delta. Who are we? What are we all about? So I'm going to spend just a few minutes talking about some of the questions you might already have. But if I don't answer questions, Melissa and I are here to answer anything that you'd like to know. So let me just share a little bit and then open it up to all of you if you want to ask questions. So I'm not going to read our mission, but just that's our mission, dedicated to encouraging superior academic achievement. And we do lots of other things as well, but that'll be, we're an academic, organization. We've been around a long time, and one part of our legitimacy, which I'll talk about more later, is that we're pretty established. So we had a big centennial celebration last year because we turned 100, founded at the University of Illinois in 1924. We're technically at actually 415 chapters across the country, but pretty much, they're not always active year to year. Some go inactive and then reactivate. So we're active at about 300, and we induct actually more than 22,000 students join every year. I'm going to talk in another slide about the questions you might have about whether there's scam organizations out there and who's legit and who's not legit. Just know that there is a certifying agency called ACHS, the Association of College Honor Societies. We have been a certified member of them since 1939 or 38 or something. So a long time. And that means we meet standards of being a legitimate, true honor society. So you are got invited because you achieved a 3.5 or higher your first term at Pace. So congratulations. That is not an easy thing to do. I'm definitely going to talk a little bit more about the fees and why there's a fee and what it's used for. Just know that the national fee is 30. So if you see on our website, if you keep seeing 30, why is my fee though it pays more than 30? That's because every chapter can decide on a local fee. Melissa, I should have noted what it is. Is it 10 or 20?
Ours is 20, so which is
20. Okay.
for the cord and the pin.
Oh, you get the cord for that?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So that's a bonus not every chapter gets. So you were then when you were invited, you saw that it was 50. So just so you know the breakdown, it's 30 national fee. I'll tell you what you get for that. And then for the 20, you get a lot more than other chapters get because you get a cord. So there are no recurring fees, no annual fees. Your credit card's not going to get charged next year, next semester. This is it, one time, lifetime. And I always usually say, but you might have to buy your own cord, but you don't, you get that. So we'll talk about that in a second. I'll talk a little bit more about the benefits. There are many, it's certainly good on your resume. It's a recognized student organization at Pace, so it would function and be student led like any other club you might belong to. So you're going to be among students in this group of those others who are committed to academic excellence, lots of leadership opportunities, a perks program I'll mention, and then we talked about the honor cords, which you'll wear at graduation. So you do get a certificate and a pin at the induction ceremony. I'll ask Melissa to talk about that. You want to just mention that, the ceremony?
Sure. So we have our ceremony here for new inductees at Pleasantville will be April 3rd. And for all of you that sign up through the portal through ALD, you'll receive a welcome letter and with the information. And there's an RSVP. If you would, please invite family. And yes, we do need to know that information, especially if they are outside of PACE, so that we can let the security gates know and get all that information to you. So so save the date, April 3rd is our induction ceremony. And just to go back for a minute to that fee, essentially we're not, for our chapter fee, we're not looking to make any money. So our fee is basically the $20 chapter fee is to purchase a cord for you and the pin, and essentially so that you don't have to do that on your own. So I just wanted to note that it's a great ceremony to recognize you. And so we hope that if you are going to become a member, that you do also come to the induction ceremony so we can celebrate you and you can sign the book and more to come. Thank you, Eileen.
Awesome. Yeah. And I do have to just say, because it does come up, so it will get asked. It's a lovely ceremony. If you can't make it, you have a class conflict, you're out of town, that doesn't prevent you from joining. You can still become a member. It's not required, but it's highly encouraged. You can see that other ceremonies, just examples, if you take group pictures and families love us and all that. So yeah. Okay, so the next two slides are all the common questions and myths and misinformation sometimes that I hear that I know are on students' minds. So I'll just try and address all of them. One is that, maybe sometimes students don't think it is a big deal that, so what? I got good grades. It's on my transcript. But it is a big deal. It's not easy for freshmen to get 3.5 or higher. Maybe came easy to you, maybe it didn't, maybe you worked really hard and you deserve some recognition for that. Just congratulations, recognition. And it's a great foundation for your future success. You don't get kicked out of ALD if your GPA drops below. So if you're really struggling this semester or next year and you get a 3.4 or 3.2 or lower, you're still a member. You're a member for life. It's based on your grades you've already received. But I think you'll find that the chapter and the national organization can really help you, give you more resources to be able to continue to do well. Another big thing I hear about is, you're all busy students, you've got full coursework, you maybe work part-time, you play sports, you're taking care of family. So you've got a lot on your plate, you're really busy. So maybe you're thinking, oh, so what, this is like I don't need one more thing on my plate. So you should know that Alpha Lambda Delta does not require involvement. So highly encouraged, and there'll be things that you might want to partake in, but you don't have like a set, like, oh, you're not a member if you don't do 6 things in March and 3 things in April. It's not like that at all. You pick and choose what you want to get involved in, if anything. So there isn't a time requirement, a time commitment requirement. The one thing I would say about time, though, is time is relative. And so right now, you might feel like you cannot do one more thing. Your plate is full and every minute of every day is scheduled. But that's going to change for you, or it might change. It's probably going to change, that you're going to learn how to learn better. And so maybe you need less time studying. Maybe your job cuts, you don't have to work as many hours, or whatever the case might be. In the future, you might find that you have time you might see some ALD event on campus that you really want to go to. So I would just caution you to not decide not to join Alpha Lambda Delta because you don't have the time, because number one, you don't need to, and number two, your time commitments might change, and you might find even your senior year that you want to get involved and do more things anytime in the future. So time and money are the two questions we get a lot of. Why is there a fee? Why should I have to pay anything just because I got good grades? What does it go for? Is it worth it? What's it being spent on? And those are smart questions. You want to make sure your money's going to something worthy that you're going to benefit from. So again, we have talked about the fee. So again, it's 50 for PACE Pleasantville because of the split 30/20. So the 30 is the national fee, certificate, PIN, all the benefits that we offer, which I'm going to show just really quickly, a couple more slides in a minute. A perks program that you could, if you want to partake in our perks and discount program, you could potentially save like $4,000 on certain things. So you're going to make that $50 back many times over. A leadership certificate program and career development activities that we offer. This is just nationally. There's a ton of things you get for the 30, and for the 20 you get a lot. The ceremony, there's probably food at events. There's probably food at the ceremony. Maybe is there food? There's usually food at things.
We're still planning, so we're
Yeah,
just in the planning stages right
yeah.
now.
And what was I going to say about that? Yeah, so food, and then the honor cord is big, so you don't have to buy an honor cord. Not every chapter gets an honor cord. Oftentimes students have to buy that on their own. And so and Isaac, I'll get to you in just a moment. So let me just go through the first two slides, the slide and the next one, and then I'll open it up, if that's okay, Isaac. Thanks. So whether it's worth it to you, I think getting the cord alone is really cool. So that's a choice you have to make, or a decision you have to make, is do I get enough out of it? And just remember, you're not going to get charged again, and that it's a lifetime. You're eligible for our scholarships, to apply for our scholarships, including a graduate fellowship for grad school, that you can decide 10 years from now you want to go to law school. Let's say you want to, work for a few years after graduation, and you want to go to law school or wherever, any kind of grad school. You can apply and win some of our scholarships forever. So I think that those are the main things on money. Oh, the only other thing I wanted to say about the money is I think most colleges in the United States have a mandatory student activity fee, and PACE probably does. There's all sorts of fees in addition to your tuition that students pay. And the student activity fee, or whatever it's called, usually goes towards the student government or whatever entity on campus you have. And those monies typically go towards funding student organizations. And so sometimes honor societies don't get to get some of that funding because the organization is not open to anybody, because you have to have met academic criteria, but you're already paying into a student activity fee to help run student organizations. So we know that student orgs on campus need some funds to function, just to hold events and have food at them, and maybe have good giveaways or prizes for things, activities, game night, whatever it is. So we know that some money is needed for running a campus org. We often get confused with fraternities and sororities, obviously, because we share the Greek letter name. Just want to make it clear that we are not a fraternity and sorority. I'm not sure if PACE has social fraternities and sororities. Do they? Yeah.
We do, yes.
Yeah, great. And I love them, and I used to be an advisor to a couple sororities. But we're different than that. We're just not in the same category. And I point that out just to say that if you are familiar with social fraternities and sororities, you know that you can only join one. You pick one, you go through Rush, and you get paired and matched, and you join one, and that's it for life. But that's not the case with honor organizations, or even business fraternities and service fraternities you might have, and honor organizations. Those are all, you can join multiple if you want. They're not exclusive to pick one, and that's it. You can join several. So we do get a lot of questions. You might have gotten invited to maybe, a few others. I don't know if you got more emails besides Alpha Lambda Delta that you got invited to, and you're wondering, like, Are they all just a little sketchy? Are they legit? Are they real? Are they worth it? Are they scams? So I would just caution you to just be careful with that and just do your homework. Again, I say that you can join as many as you want, but I would be careful about anything that does look particularly sketchy. There are certain things I would encourage you to look at if you do your research. Do they have chapters on campuses across the country? Do they have a Melissa who's an actual human that is an advisor on your campus that works with the students and works with the chapter? Are they a nonprofit 501c3, which we are? Are they transparent on their website? Are there people, is there an address? Do they have like a home office versus like a PO box where it's just collecting checks? Is there actual criteria to join? There's some organizations you might get emails for that, your younger siblings might get invited to too. Like they have we know of some that, somebody's pet dog could join. Like there's no criteria, there's no checks and balances. So just be careful about those things. Our invitation only comes from a list provided by PACE to verify that you've met the academic criteria. So again, just do your homework and do a little research on the other orgs you got invited to. And then the last thing on this slide is I do hear a lot, if you do transfer from PACE to another university, your membership follows you. It goes with you because you're a member for life. And you can let us know if you transfer to a school that has a chapter. If you want to be connected, let us know and we'll connect you to the folks at that school. And if you transfer somewhere that does not have a chapter, you can also let us know if you want to stay in touch with us. We can add you to what we call our global chapter, and or you can help us start a new chapter at that school. Let me pause here and answer some questions. So, Melissa, do you want to answer the time of the ceremony on April 3rd?
Yes, the ceremony is at 3:30 on April 3rd, from 3:30 to 4:30 here at the Pleasantville campus.
Great. And Isaac, do you want to ask a question still? Or if I see you again, I'll stop. I just want to, in case your question was related to my slide, I want to get through them, but let me know if you have a question. So real quickly, I've touched on some of these. We do have an exclusive program only for Alpha Lambda Delta that we've developed over the years. It's an online leadership certificate program, self-paced. You could take the next 3 years to complete it. You get nationally certified. You get your name on our website. If you complete 10 out of the 12, there's 12 topics, all relevant, career enhancing topics. Each course takes you maybe 30 minutes, so it's not like a long time, but they're really popular. Once you join, you'll be able to opt into it and then start the program if you want. I need to update this slide. We give $225,000. We've added more this summer. So we do give out scholarships. You could be looking at next year to apply if you join. The deadlines are in February 1st. So next year we have 4 different types of scholarships. If you check on our website, study abroad, undergrad, and a new service. If you want to do a gap year or semester and do a service project somewhere, you can get money for that. Our perks program again comes with your membership, and it's basically it's an app or a website, but most students use the app. It just offers hundreds of thousands of discounts locally, nationally, restaurants in your area, oil changes and car things, movie tickets, concerts, travel, health and wellness. It's like this really cool app that we have partnered with, that again, it comes with your membership. They say that you can save over $4,000 if you used it a lot on things you might still just regularly purchase. So that is ALD Perks. It's on our website too, nationalald.org/ALD Perks. We offer a lot of career development type career conversations, we call them. Not sure if y'all knew this, but this is real. It sort of seems unreal, but it is real. If you ever want to work for the federal government, you're automatically upgraded from an entry level 5 to a 7, merely because you are a member of Alpha Lambda Delta. And resume enhancing, which we talked about. I'll have Melissa talk a little bit after this slide. Melissa, if you want to talk a little bit about the types of activities the chapter does locally, if there's, but oftentimes there's service projects. We talked about lifetime membership. And then we do host a conference every year that students might be able to go to. It doesn't cost anything. Your travel could be covered by the chapter, and then we cover the cost of the hotel and food. And a couple students can go to that every year. It's in a different city around the country, and this fall, it's always in October, and this fall it's in Washington, D.C. But Melissa, do you want to say a little bit more about the types of things the chapter does?
Sure. So we are looking to do more for our chapter. So as Eileen was saying earlier, there is no time commitment for the Pleasantville chapter if you do join Alpha Lambda Delta. However, we are looking for leadership positions. So actually all of them, like president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, event planner, and promotions. So one of the main events that we would have that body help with is our induction ceremony. Not this upcoming one because we want to celebrate you, but for next year's ceremony. And then it may also be getting the word out. You see communication from me. So that would be something that this chapter of officers could assist with. And certainly we would be open to planning more events and to input from what the officers would like to do. It would be also getting communication out for those scholarships that Eileen mentioned and the deadlines, and so getting more involved in that. And so we're looking to expand what has been done on this campus, and so we're looking for people who are interested in doing that, and then really taking leadership opportunities and taking it upon yourself to help communicate and again celebrate for future inductees as well.
Great. Yeah, good. Awesome. Just a few last thoughts, and then if there's questions, please ask. Just a reminder that you do have the opportunity, as I mentioned about time, you can be involved or ebb and flow your involvement up, through graduation. So it's not just like a 1-year, first-year thing. You're a member all the time that you're at PACE. So you're certainly welcome to attend any of the events throughout the years. We do have incentives for the seniors. If you do maintain the GPA, you can get another certificate and maybe a senior book award. And then, as we mentioned, the honor cords already. That's our picture of our honor cord. We do also offer, if you want, you could purchase this as a stole and a medallion, but you'll get the cord, and most students just wear the cord. I'd really encourage you to follow us at National ALD. We're particularly active on Instagram, not really too much. We just sort of duplicate what we do on Instagram onto Facebook. Parents like us on Facebook. And they'll give you, I think, a good sense of our vibe and what we sort of do nationally. So follow us on Instagram at National ALD. And those were the main things. Let me just go ahead. Well, I'll keep that on for a minute, the recording, if there is any questions or anything, Melissa, you wanted to add?
Sure. I had a direct question, but I'll put it out because it needs to be something that others are asking. Are international students eligible for the scholarships?
Yes, they are. Yes. Yep.
And then the other one is, can international students also be part of the Honor Society? And so, of course, the answer is yes as well. For PACE, for the chapter, regardless if you're international or here, domestically, you were invited to join if you have the 3.5 or higher from your fall GPA.
Right. Yep. I think, yeah, we are an international organization as well. We have 2 chapters, abroad. So we are definitely, yeah, very open and welcoming of international students, and they can win scholarships. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, to Alexis, does somebody just, yeah. Oh, it's a direct, sorry, I'll just answer it generally. Definitely, you're certainly welcome to be involved all 4 years. So, again, you don't have to be, but it's not just of this. If you join and then you're inducted April 3rd, that's the beginning of the next 3 years of your engagement and involvement with ALD at your own as time permits. So it's not just a 1 year thing. I'm gonna hold off recording.